Hi guys. Love a little perfume spray before a video. Does anyone ever do that? That spray a little bit of perfume before filming? Just makes me feel a bit more. Right. As you can see, above, to the side, whatever, this video is going to be to young girls going through school, even young boys. If you're like a little boy and you go to school, I just want to talk about bullying and not feeling like you're in like a crowd, do you know what I mean, type of thing. So first of all, let me just tell you, each and every one of you is beautiful, and when I was younger I was ugly as fuck. Maybe I'll show you a picture 1 minute. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, the effort. My photo album. When I was like a kid, I was not a child that was pretty. Well, when I was a child I was cute, look. I was a cute kid. But I mean, teenage years, never really wore makeup. Like, I'll show you a picture here with my cousins. I just looked like a fat mess, and then here I just look ugly, and that's cool because you've just got to embrace it and everything. But here's me when I was in high school, and I wasn't the ugliest kid in the world, but I wasn't the prettiest either. And I know when you're in school you want to be the prettiest girl, you want to be in the prettiest group of girls, like that sort of thing. And when I was younger I wasn't bullied, so let's just get out there, I wasn't bullied, thank God, especially because my skin colour, not a lot of people had my skin colour when I was younger. Obviously now people are more my sort of colour, but I never really got bullied for it because how to put it, I think a lot of people would have said something even if they weren't really my friends, so something like that, which really doesn't make sense at all, but just go with it. When I was in school, bearing in mind I'm 22 years old now, so I haven't been to school for a very long time, but I know that every person that goes to school experiences this. Cliques. You've got the popular girls, the popular boys, the geeks, like you've got these sort of groups. As you can see, I wasn't in the popular group. There was girls in there that I did like, but they can't hang around with you because you're not in that group, if that makes sense. Like, for example, there was this girl that moved to the school, I'm not going to say names because it's just a bit bait, but there was a girl that moved to the school and she was bullied in our old school and stuff like that, I think. And she moved to our school, so whenever new girls would come in, there would always be that, oh, let's get her in sort of thing. Like, the popular girls would either take them straight away, or we would take them. What is going on? I wasn't like the geekiest person in school. We wasn't a geeky group, but we wasn't a popular. I would say we was just chilled. We just used to fuck around, like do human pyramids on the fucking field at lunchtime. We would be smoking, like, don't do that, but we would be smoking. Like, we wouldn't be the type that just sits in class like doing work in break times and lunch times. It wasn't like that at all. But yeah, so there was this girl that moved to our school, and we thought, oh, let's take her. So I was talking to her like, oh, how are you, blah, 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 and kind of got to hang around with us for a little while, and she did hang around with us, and everything was fine. And then the popular girls, obviously she was a pretty girl, naturally, because back in the day, not a lot of people wore makeup. Like, we did wear makeup, but not like how the kids are today. So they got her under their wing, and they took her, and basically she just turned, like, if it was me, I would rather stay with the group of friends I made, not go with this group of friends because they're popular, if that makes sense. But, yes, that's what she did. And, that was a bit annoying. But just little things like that, where the popular girls would always have the prettiest girls in school. They would always have, like, nice makeup on. Well, at the time it was nice, but now it's like, ugh. But stuff like that. And it was kind of like Mean Girls, you know, that whole what are you wearing for school tomorrow type thing. Well, my nose look white. It was like that. And when I was younger, I did think, oh, I wish I could just be the one that was like taken into the popular group, and I just wasn't. Like I always used to say, if the popular girls was to ask me in their group, I would say no, when really I'd want to say yes, because I'd love to be like one of them popular girls where everyone bows down to me and stuff like that. But as you can see in that picture, where has it gone? Yeah. As you can see, I never was going to be one of the popular girls because I'm fat, ugly, with no makeup on at all. I did used to wear makeup sometimes. My bun used to be down here, like a big bun. My mum used to do my hair for me because it was so curly and unruly. And I just wasn't popular at all, wasn't like stylish, like just stuff like that. Obviously, as you can see, there's me there. That was when I was bigger, but I did get more confident in myself, and now I think I'm quite confident, and I feel like I don't give a shit if I'm like in a popular group or not. But I know that 6 minutes already, shit. I know that when you're a kid and you're in school, it is so important to be in that group. It is so important to be noticed at school, and it's so important to not get bullied. And this is what I want to talk to you guys about today. If this video is boring, then I really do apologise and go and click another video. But if you are getting bullied, or if you want to prevent getting bullied, then stay watching this video, even if it is like an hour long. So basically, first things first, what I want to say is, do not change yourself. Let's just say the popular girls like come and scoop you under their wing, and they're like, oh, but you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to wear this makeup, blah, blah, blah. Say no. You don't need to wear loads of makeup. Like, I see the girls, not in a weird way, but I see the girls today that go to school, and they're so pretty. Like, I wish I was that pretty when I was in school. I wouldn't wear makeup. I would just strut around the school like, well, I'm pretty, that sort of thing. But girls today just feel like they have to wear makeup, they have to be skinny, they have to wear like Nike Air Maxes and just stuff like that. Like, there's no need. How to prevent yourself from getting bullied? I would say, if someone comes up to you and starts slagging you off, or is bitching behind your back, or says something, then you can either just laugh it off, or you could tell them to fuck off, basically. And I know when you're in school, you feel like you can't have a fight or say fuck off because you feel like you're going to get in trouble. No, that's wrong. If I could go back to school, I would have a few more fights, tell a few people to fuck off, and put a couple of people in their places, that sort of thing. But when you're in school, that feels like the worst thing you could ever do. But if you just talk to your parents if you're getting bullied, and if you tell them, this person's bullying me, I'm sure your parents would say, just punch them. If they punch you, punch them back. My parents always told me, if someone punches you, you punch them 10 times harder. But I always used to be scared. This is going to sound fucking stupid, but I used to be scared of killing them. Like, I thought I'd punch them and they'd die. I thought I'd get in trouble and arrested. But when you're a kid, you just worry about all these things, but there's nothing to worry about. If you're getting bullied, then put a stop to it. Because I know it sounds bad, but one of the worst things you can do when you are getting bullied is get your parents to come in and sort it out, because it makes you look stupid. So obviously you can tell your parents, but if it was me, I would put a stop to it myself. Like, I'll tell you an example, and I'm not trying to say, oh, have a fight, that'll be the best thing. No, I'm not saying that. If you can pull that person over and say, look, I don't like the way you're treating me, I want you to treat me how you want to be treated, otherwise just don't talk to me at all, don't look at me, don't even talk about me, don't even think of me, bitch. So, say that. But if it carries on, then this is what I did. There was this girl who I used to be friends with, kind of, and you know when you're a kid, like, you always fall out with your friends? She wasn't like my friend, but when I was in like year 7, oh god, the days. Anyway, she like said some bad things about my real dad, about my real dad, but I call my brother's dad my dad, which is so confusing, but my real dad, she was like, oh, chatting shit about him and stuff like this, and it just pissed me off because she was getting the whole thing confused. She was basically saying that my dad, well, my real dad, it was confusing, but anyway, she was just slagging off my dad. And I was just like, no, I'm not going to take this. And I was so, like, what do you call the word, timid, is it? I would never have a fight with anyone, I'd never have an argument with anyone, like, just never really, a bit scared of that sort of thing. But I just thought, fuck that. There was a fly trying to get in, so fuck that. No pun intended. So, this was outside my music class. Bearing in mind I'm just cute little innocent, always getting certificates from school because I'm so good. Like, not smart, but I always tried. And stuff like that. And she did it outside my music class, and I loved music, like on the piano and shit. And I just went in when we all could walk in, and she walked in after saying this thing, and I thought, you little bitch. So I walked over to her table, and I don't know where this anger come from, but I just grabbed her by her neck, and I'm not telling you to do this because that's very naughty, but I just grabbed her by her neck and I just pushed her down onto her table, so she was like doing a crab on her table, and she was like trying to scratch my face and stuff like this, and I was just holding her down. I don't know where this anger come from at all, and I'm not trying to tell you to do it, but that was that. And everyone was like shouting through the window, like coming in the class, like, "Come on, Sasha, punch her," saying all this stuff to me, like getting me to hit her and stuff like that, because no one liked this girl anyway. So when I did that, everyone was like, "Oh, punch her." That's not the thing to do. I didn't want to do that because I was showing off, or because I wanted to look hard, or because I wanted people to not mess with me or anything like that. I did that because she pissed me off at the time, but I didn't punch her, I just grabbed her, and then the teachers were like pulling me off of her and stuff, but we both had to go to the headmaster's office, and our parents picked both of us up and stuff like that, but we was actually laughing together like an hour after, so, but it's stupid really, but just little things like that. You need to stick up for yourself, and then people will think, oh, I'm not even going to say nothing, like, maybe that is the reason why I didn't get bullied, I don't know. I don't know, all the girls in my year were really small as well, and I was like the big one, so that might be why as well, I don't know. But if you just stand your ground, and even if you just, I don't want to influence this, but if you have one fight with someone and basically that person loses the fight really, then everyone around that's seen it will think, shit, like, I'm not even going to try it, because if you think about it, most people in your year right now are just all mouth. If you was to actually hit them, they wouldn't do nothing. So I would say to try and stand your ground, or just say something to them in front of all of their friends, which this is what I was quite worried about. If I had a fight with them, or if I said something in front of all of their friends, because then it would be like they would all gang up on me. But you need to do that. You need to say something in front of all of them, because then they'll all know not to say nothing to you ever again, sort of thing. But yeah, so that's that. That's how you should try and avoid it. Well, first of all, you should try and avoid it by tell them to stop and walk away. That's the first thing you should ever do, is walk away. If you can't walk away, then fight. And yeah, that's what I was told. But then I've never even bullied though. I'll tell you another experience in school, right? There was this girl, I think this was like year 8 or 9, no, year 8, because this is when I was doing geography, I think. And sitting there, and there was like me, one of the popularish sort of girls, and a girl that wasn't popular, like, but for, you know, the girls that weren't popular but they tried to be, like, tried to lick their ass, like, you know them. And I was on the table with them, and the girl said something, like the popular one next to me, like, said something to me, and I was just like, what the fuck, like, I was just arguing back with her, and the one that was licking her ass was like, aren't you scared that all her friends are going to beat you up? And I just went, what? No way. Like, this is what they want you to think. They want you to think that them and all their friends are going to come over and do this and do that. Like, it's not going to happen. And that's the point where you need to say to yourself, no, I'm not going to put up with that shit. So I was just like, no way. And then that girl never said anything to me ever again. So, I have a feeling someone's in my house. Bob! Bob! I swore I heard the door open.